Hey da, hey da, hey da, samboya. Hey da, hey da, samboya. Hey da, hey da, samboya. Well, I walked a mile in my dog's shoes. Say da, samboya. And he told me he's got the blues. Say da samboya, say da samboya, ora. So I walked a mile in my dog's own shoes. Say da samboya. And I cried all over those same old shoes. Say da samboya. When you don't know his own blues. Say da samboya. Say da samboya for him. Say da samboya, peace to all those with four-leggeds, two-leggeds, big span wings, little span wings, flippy flappy fishy time, flipping on your spinny time. What you been doing with your time? Rhyming, singing and singing the blues. Say da samboya rama, say da samboya for peace. Peace on earth for the four-leggeds two, two-leggeds three, and the flippy-flops four with the say da samboya, say da samboya. Don't ya forget about say da samboya. Don't ya forget about him, the little dog who could. So I walked a mile in his little shoes. I walked a mile in his old soul. I walked a mile and I cried for a while. Say da samboya, say da samboya, say da samboya remaid, say da samboya biranti karastait. He wants to know, he wants to know. Ora, diran sanba. Dira somebody, Sandira Sandoi, Bara Sandoira. Have you ever known other languages? Have you ever known your inner language, your inner child, your inner dog, your inner song? I found my song through meditation and prayer. I found it through parika, beautiful plant medicine, mother hara. I found it through walking in the woods, through peppermint tea and drinking water from creeks. I found it through petting my dog and listening to what he wants instead of throwing my voice around. I learned it through watching children play and being happy. I learned it through gazing into the stars at night. How simple. But also, I learned it like this. Have you ever known what it feels like to really stargaze? Have you ever known how it feels like to walk on the moon a while, on the wild side? Come along with me on the wild side for a moment. That's what I call it when I'm meditating. It's not just in, out, bump, bump. What about your heartbeat? What about your breath? What about your song? Sera sambayasare. It's a word I found in the mountains of Mexico. I will post a picture of The place I found it, there's cactuses and not much else. Beautiful rolling hills and if you ever hear that sound, I'll say it again. A sound, a tribal sound, but who is it? And it's not scary. I was thinking, is it a ghost? Is it a haunting? In fact, yes. The whole hillsides and mountainsides rumble with this. Constant. But it's not scary. It might sound scary to you, but it's tribal resistance against violence. And it lives in the hills of Mexico. Its chosen name, from what I heard it through meditation in these mountains, is Chechkwahan. I've never heard this word before. Chechkwahan. Say it. Chechkwahan. It's beautiful. It sounds ecologically different than any word I've ever heard. So naturally, I believe it's from another language. Chechkwahan. I've never heard that word in English. Have you? But I've never heard that sound in these mountains of North America either. Have you? But it's not screaming. And it's not a party. It's spiritual resistance to violence. Chechkwahan. It is the Pleiadian realm, Pleiadia, not an alien, a humanitarian realm beyond lessons, beyond healing. What's beyond healing? Pleiadian realm. And for our little unspokens, our four-leggeds, Pepito, my dog, he linked me into Chechkwahan as he felt violated. A gang of dogs berated him and chased him. And then we found ourselves in prayer in the evening at a friend's home in Ensenada, Mexico. What a beautiful place. And surrounded by mountains, Chechkwahan mountains. And so I've never heard this in a book. I've never read about it. I've never heard it in ceremony, and I've heard many stories before, but I'd love to know if anyone's ever heard of this. It's beyond Nasgard, something I have heard of through a fable called Narnia, where there's a place where bold ones go in fable, but I learned it's real. And so my god dog, calls it Nasgard. And the reason he calls it that is because it's beyond lessons. And so everyone's fable mind, imagination mind, goes to a perfect balance at times. You fantasize about the perfect relationship, the perfect amount of money, and it's actually all very real. You just have to get there spiritually. And so Chechkwahan Hara is the place beyond healing, beyond Nasgard for animals. And I was welcomed there because I took safety with my little dog, who needed safety too. And there were some things in the world that recently happened where he did not feel safe. And I was his biggest protection, but who protects me? And I'm kind of small, kind of frail in comparison to bigger people who are causing violence to humanity and animals. So who protects me? Spirit. Well, that's invisible, isn't it? But it's not when you're going through wreckage. How did I escape from the cop who wanted to lure me? Spirit. A clear mind. I called out his lies in wisdom. I didn't even have time to traumatize myself till after. It took me about 3 hours to realize I needed to go home and shake, to really sit into what actually just almost happened to me. Yes, he made away with my money, but not my body. That doesn't happen every time, does it, wisdom keepers? That's not good. Nor does it happen every time that the dog gets away from the gang of dogs. Does it, guys? That's not good. So what we can do is link into our protection. If you are bigger, you can protect someone. If you're smaller, perhaps you have a father, but I don't. Perhaps I could find someone bigger than me, but it's not always available. So I choose Pleiadian realm, spirit realm. And it seems to be working just fine. But I am bold, and so I find myself in scenarios that are unlikely to someone who might just stay home. I don't stay home. I never have. Neither does Pepito. We don't sit for long, do we? You can ask him to sit, but he gets up right after. Good trick, hey, Mum? I'm much the same. I don't stay long, but I want to. I only want to stay when I feel safe, don't I? Are you like that? Me too. All right. Guess what? I love you. Sing for, sing for, sing for humanity. Sing for the four-leggeds, the birds and the bees. Sing for the friends. Sing for our economy. Sing for the blessings, the prayers from above, and sing for the little ones. Sing for the little ones. Sing for the little ones. Sing for the little ones with me.